It is not too late to start dreaming and thinking of ways that you can shift your business model to support something else that scales. I didn't just shut down my business and start a new one overnight. It was this gradual change and shift that led me to where you find me today.
Hey, my name is Jenna Kutcher, and I am obsessed with all things business, marketing, numbers, and helping you to navigate both the messy and the magical seasons of this thing called life. I'm a small town mama who took a $300 camera, grew a successful photo biz, and now I work from home and run a 7-figure online business. I teach you the tried and true secrets to building a career you adore. Shy away from the real talk? No way. Money, hardship, growth, loss, and marketing are all topics we discuss here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for happy hour with a gal pal mixed with business school. Pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be challenged and encouraged while you learn. This is the Goal Digger Podcast.
From side hustle to startup to scale, it's the dream, it's the vision. And a lot of times it's where we find ourselves getting stuck. How do we take what we've courageously started and throw gasoline on the fire of our results, so to speak? Well, there comes a point in every business owner's journey where you start to see the rewards of your hard work and where you might find that you have less time than you used to because of all the hats you're wearing and the roles you're playing. The truth is, you likely want to be able to provide more products or services or offers than you have before, or you find yourself wanting to up-level the touch points and experiences you're offering. And so the next best step is to figure out how you're going to scale what you're doing and maximize your results. If you Google, what does it mean to scale a business? The response Google serves you is scaling a business means setting the stage to enable and support growth in your company. It means having the ability to grow without being hampered. It requires planning, some funding, and the right systems, staff, processes, technology, and partners. The legit definition of scaling a business is to increase your revenue faster than you increase your new costs. So it's important we don't miss the critical components that are necessary to set up before you decide to scale so that the process can be as silky smooth as possible and not add more work or stress or time needed to be working to your plate. Whether you're adding on new services, releasing a new product line, taking on more clients, changing up the experience you're offering, or expanding your selling market, choosing to scale is a big decision that takes planning, prep, and intention in order to do it in a way that lasts and feels manageable for the long haul. So let's break down the 5 things that you need to have in place as you move on up and scale your business. Are you ready? Let's go. New year, new goals, new podcast recommendations. Because if I know anything about you, it's that you love to work with earbuds in, listening to business advice and entrepreneurial secrets from the best of the best. So let me introduce you to my pal, John Lee Dumas, host of the hugely popular Entrepreneurs on Fire podcast. Each weekday, John features an interview with entrepreneurs changing the game and digs into topics that are interesting as they are actionable. How to start your own business during a global pandemic, how business schools set founders up for failure, and the secrets to scaling a business are just a few of those conversations that he's having over on EO Fire. Listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks to LinkedIn for supporting Goal Digger. Focus on managing and growing your business without spending a lot of time on recruiting. LinkedIn Jobs will help you hire the right person for your role. Your first job post is free. Just visit linkedin.com/goaldigger. Terms and conditions apply. First things first, you should know that scaling and the realization that you might be ready to scale doesn't all happen in an instant. Scaling brings in all kinds of emotions and challenges, but it's also an incredibly huge milestone for entrepreneurs because it means that you'll be able to reach new people, get bigger results, and impact your bottom line in new ways. A lot of you know this, but when I first started my business a decade ago, I was a wedding photographer. And for the first 3 years, I booked more and more weddings, and I watched my revenue grow. But after year 3, I realized I'd hit my own glass ceiling, that the only way that I could really earn more was to work more, and that I was working in the business of trading time for money, and that in order to grow, I had to show up more. When I realized this and started to really think about other ways I could do business, ways that would allow me to create more passive revenue streams while impacting the masses, I ultimately decided to slowly and intentionally phase out. Like I'm talking like over a series of years. I ultimately decided to slowly and intentionally phase out, like I'm talking over a series of years, the photography services while I built up a new business that started as a mere side hustle, teaching the masses online marketing and business tips and techniques through paid digital courses. Stepping away from that one-on-one service format slowly and easing my way into a more digital way of doing business that allowed for me to work from home, teach, give value for free, lead other entrepreneurs, and empower thousands felt scary. And it definitely did not happen all at once. But I knew what I wanted that next step to look like. And after building a business that wasn't entirely scalable, I knew that I was headed in the right direction. Now I want for you to hear me. If you're looking at what you've built right now and the realization hits that the only way to make more money or to make a bigger impact is through working more, it is not too late to start dreaming and thinking of ways that you can shift your business model to support something else that scales. I didn't just shut down my business and start a new one overnight. It was this gradual change and shift that led me to where you find me today. Going from photography to digital education took time, and there were more than a few tools and systems that I made sure I had in place in order to build something that could scale, serve even more people who had goals similar to mine, and boost my revenue at the same time. From having an email list set up, to showing up consistently on social media, to making sure I had the support I needed as I grew, I wanted to feel confident in the systems and structures I had in place as I took that next step of growth. So let's get into those systems, structures, support, and strategies. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, so when it comes to the first steps of scaling, you want to employ a way to generate and serve your leads. So if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you might already know that my favorite way to nurture leads is through my email list. But it unfortunately wasn't something I prioritized or even knew really anything about when I first started my business. When I decided to start to transition away from photography and into this digital space of digital education, that's when I finally began my email list. And man, it is one of those things I wish time and time again that I would have done earlier, because similar to financial investments, if you do it right and commit to it, it will compound and continue steadily growing over time. Like I'd argue that an email list is a must-have if you really want to scale your business and your results. Now, email lists are the best way that you can generate and serve your leads. They're also the number one way you can drive results in sales. It's important that you not only have an email list, but that you have this plan for consistently growing it with new leads and serving it well. So keep in mind, for someone to sign up for your list, they need to be interested in something you can deliver to them, whether it's a free resource, a discount code, a cheat sheet, a template, an exclusive opportunity, or simply the promise of free value each and every week in a newsletter. When you're scaling, you need something like this to be in place, and you also need to be consistently sharing your free offer, your opt-in, in order to get new leads. But beyond that, you also need a plan for how you can easily keep in touch with your full email list. The growth and the serving of your email list will be a great indicator of your business's health, and it'll also help you grow and serve a list so that when it comes time to launch and scale, you have a list that you can launch to. Too many people put off this step or overcomplicate it, so keep it simple as you get started. Your approach to nurturing your email list doesn't have to be super complex, but having things like a simple welcome sequence that delivers value and helps new subscribers give some background on you and insight into your brand and provides them with next steps to engage with you or to buy from you, that can be a huge way to invite people into your community, and it'll be a start for you to begin automating pieces of your communication, marketing, and sales process. Now, the beauty of email lists is that it gives you the opportunity to build a more personal relationship, and it also gives you this ability to automate the process by providing an experience. This is so important because the more smart processes you set up to nurture your audience, the less time you have to spend day in and day out holding their hand. Your email list will be a huge results driver for you, so make sure you get your systems in place as you get ready to scale. Your email list helps ensure that your community is taken care of from the jump when they hop on your list. And trust me, that's comforting for you to know as you focus your efforts on the revenue building tasks. So if you are listening to this and you're like, I do not have an email list, but I want to scale my business and scale my results, I want for you to hear me loud and clear. It is so important and critical to your success and your business's success to at least start your email list. So if you want to learn how to do this, how an email list can algorithm proof your business, go to my free training. It's at growanaemaillist.com. That's growanaemaillist.com. I'm going to walk you through why you need an email list, what an email list is, what it looks like to serve them. And I'm going to invite you to learn more about how you can do this for yourself. So again, that's growanaemaillist.com. But I would argue that an email list is a non-negotiable when it comes to scaling your business. Now, number 2 is that you need to have a tried and true offer that you know people want, that they're willing to pay for. When it comes to scaling, the idea here is taking something that's already been working and then throwing gasoline on the fire to really maximize the results without requiring a ton more effort. That means that in order to scale, you have to start with something that's already been proven to work. Something I see so often is entrepreneurs who have this brilliant idea in mind. They spend all this time creating and building it out, assuming that their audience wants it, only to launch it and hear crickets from that audience. That's not scaling, and that's not where you begin to scale. When we're talking about scaling, we're talking about something that you already have that people are wanting and buying. Like, you want something that's been a proven hit. You've worked out all the kinks, you're getting good results or testimonials. And so to scale that offer, you have to just figure out how you can deliver it more or increase your sales without increasing your time, your effort, or money spent to get those results. So one of the best places to begin when it comes to scaling is to really take a deep inventory of what's driving the greatest results for you. Most of the time, we scale too quickly horizontally, creating more offers, and having too many offers can lead to customer confusion or overcomplicated purchasing decisions for your customers. And so when we think about scaling, a lot of the times we want to go deeper, not wider. You want to really look at your numbers and figure out what is driving the greatest results, what is selling consistently, what is resonating, and how you can either add to or refine that offer in order to make it scalable. Essentially, when we're talking about scaling, it just means selling more of it without having to do equal effort in order to get those sales. So before you scale, you want to make sure you are crystal clear on what is actually scalable in your business, any changes you need to make to current offers to make them more scalable, and what it's going to take for you to increase your results without needing the same amount of time, energy, or effort in order to get those results. As we look to the new year, you might be thinking about ways to hit the ground running with your business, or even ways to help connect with your customers on a deeper level. We've talked about CRM platforms in the past, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about why they're essential for businesses in 2022. A CRM platform takes any customer interaction, like a sale from your website or clicking on your weekly newsletter, and it transforms that data into valuable insights. Insights like, when do my customers shop? And do my emails really get opened more on a Monday? A HubSpot CRM platform is ready to help connect the dots between your business and your customers like never before. HubSpot is consistently working to make its products more connected than ever. With improved custom report builders, you can curate your data your way, making it super easy to review real-time reports on sales, marketing, deals, and more, all with just a few clicks. And if you're looking for cleaner data with a centralized system, the all-new Operations Hub Enterprise gives your team leads the ability to curate data sets for all users, meaning even faster and more consistent reporting. Learn more about how a HubSpot CRM platform can help connect your business in 2022 at HubSpot.com. I talk a lot about outsourcing on the Goal Digger podcast because it truly was a game changer in my business. I know handing off a piece of what you've created can be challenging, but what if you felt super confident that the person was the best candidate for the job? Find the right person to join your team with my favorite hiring source, LinkedIn Jobs. Create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 750 million people. With a LinkedIn jobs post, you'll focus on candidates with the skills and experience you need thanks to screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. When I was growing my business, I needed to fill positions fast, and LinkedIn helped me meet the perfect new members of my team. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates worth interviewing way faster. Did you know that every week, nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/goaldigger. That's linkedin.com/goaldigger to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Number 3 is a consistent online presence and strategy. So if you are looking to scale, then we want to focus on your strategies and your systems. These two factors will be the linchpin of your success, and scaling requires solid systems and proven strategies at work. One of the places that you must have a sound strategy is on social media. While our main marketing focus will be growing and nurturing your email list, which is an asset that you own, it's also important that you're consistently showing up on social media and building that know, like, and trust factor. Social media is like the handshake where you can introduce people to you, your brand, your offers, or expertise before you extend that invitation to cement your relationship in a more one-on-one place like your email list. Now, it's important to be visible online so that people understand who you are and what you do, and so that you can build a community of people based on connection. Social media is a pivotal piece of scaling, but it can also be systemized in a way that doesn't have to take over your life. It will just be one component of your efforts as you build out your much bigger marketing system. Now, not only is social media a place where you can promote your business, it's more importantly a place where you can build this recognizable brand that is built on connection. You better believe that people want to do their research before they purchase from you, and they will be more likely to purchase from you if they like you and connect with you and trust you. So when it comes to connecting and content, if you are looking to scale, you want to create systems that allow you to show up online with consistency from this place of serving and not selling. Social media is kind of a given these days, but even beyond social media, I would recommend having a long-form resource like a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel that answers common questions and positions you as this authority so that your work and your history is searchable and can help paint you as a trusted expert. Again, this isn't required for scaling, but it will help for you to establish both credibility and searchability as you do so. So start building out a system for what it's going to look like for you to show up consistently online and serve, and then start small with the goal of working bigger. The thing about scaling is, again, you're increasing your results without increasing your output, which should, in theory, free you up so that you can be this vessel of service. And whatever you are able to commit to, whether it's right now or in the future, my goal for you is to just do your best to stay on top of this rhythm so that your audience builds trust and reliability in you as someone committed to showing up and leading conversations in your industry. And so that it feels like a natural and even an obvious segue into your launches that allow you to scale, since you already interact as a leader and someone who they connect with inside of your space. Number 4 is getting support with repetitive or minute tasks. So if you want to scale something and you don't want it to take over your life, well, guess what? You need support. Whether support comes in the form of having automation set up to help you scale with ease, or it's in the form of hiring a virtual assistant, an assistant, or another team member, support is an absolutely critical piece of the scaling puzzle. If you truly want to go out and get bigger results, you're going to want to make sure that you have the systems and the support that will allow you to do so without adding a ton of work to your plate. So do an audit, literally like do it for an entire week. And if you can't commit to that, try to at least audit your time for a few days to really note all of the things that you're doing and the places that your time is going. When you kind of peel back the curtain and when you pay attention and notice, you're going to see all of the tasks that you do over and over and over again every week or month. And you're going to start to see trends or opportunities for you to get things off of your plate or to outsource. Do you write the same emails in response to new client inquiries or common questions? Do you spend hours cataloging expenses or preparing invoices? Do you get sucked into Canva for hours on end trying to design graphics but never really loving them? Seeing your time audit right in front of you helps for you to identify weak places where you can bring in help, but it also allows for you to see gaps that might hinder your ability to scale successfully. Time audits are an awesome way to look at your productivity and to find places in your business where you're doing things that maybe you shouldn't be. It's kind of that like old school thought of like, just because you can do this thing doesn't mean that you should. So if you're spending way too many hours on minute tasks that take away from the real needle moving work in your business, or that hinder your ability to truly be the visionary or take up the time that you need to work on new products or visions or services, it's likely time to hire someone to take those tasks off of your plate so that you can focus on the bigger picture strategies and systems required for scale. If you really want to scale, you've got to be the visionary of what that's going to look like. And if you're stuck in the day-to-day, the mundane things, it's really hard to cast a vision that's bigger than what you're seeing. I think that stepping out of that, like, I can do it all by myself, and into this, I can do it all, but to grow, I need more support, is this pivotal transition that signifies that you're actually ready to scale. Like, you cannot white knuckle your business forever, and you certainly cannot grow when you're trying to control all the pieces and do all the things. The realization and the decision to outsource is, one, enormously freeing, but it also almost allows this necessary space in your brain to actually step into the new and bigger place that you need to be in order to scale your business. When you're the one strapped to every piece of the business and managing even the most no-brainer tasks that just take time to do, there isn't room to dream up new ways to reach that next level. Bringing in intentional support and setting up automations will let you have that room to breathe and to dream again. And trust me when I say this, when I invest in my team, we yield greater results. Like 1 + 1 = 1,000,000 in some ways, in that we are greater than the sum of our parts because we are all working in our genius zones. And that means that we are all doing work that we're proud of, but work that moves the needle. And that's absolutely detrimental when it comes to scaling. Okay, number 5, lastly, a marketing strategy that can work on autopilot. We all love this idea of passive income. I feel like passive income has become a buzzword in recent years. And I mean, who doesn't love this idea of making money while you sleep? But if you really want to do this, it is so important that your marketing strategy is not only set up to, but also built to support this sort of growth and expansion. While most of what I've talked about today are more organic and natural ways to grow your business, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time when it comes to scaling, one of the best ways to do it is through paid ads, because it allows you to reach new people within your target audience who you probably wouldn't have been able to reach through your organic marketing efforts. Paid ads are far less risky when you're investing in something that you know has already gotten you results, making it way easier to not only invest, but to see the results, like the rewards from that investment. Literally, the best way you can pour gasoline on the fire is by backing your strategies with ad dollars. There are many places you can advertise, whether it's Google or Yelp, Facebook or Instagram, Pinterest or YouTube. However, you want to make sure that before you try to turbocharge your results with paid traffic, that all the other steps we talked about before are completed and that are rock solid. According to HubSpot, ad placement and audience targeting are the top ways that advertisers drive more demand for their products. And 68% of marketers stated that paid advertising is very important or extremely important to their overall marketing strategy. What does that tell us? Well, it lets us know that there's this place for paid ads in the scaling and business growth process. I strongly believe that investing in your business in this way can pay off tenfold once you have the right systems, processes, offers, and team in place to support that growth. When the infrastructure is set up to support scaling, paid ads help you amplify the message of your offer in order to get in front of more eyes and in turn make more conversions. One thing that I want to encourage you is, if you're ready to explore paid ads or you're curious about what that looks like, I want for you to go listen to Renee Bull's episode on this podcast, even just her advice to set up your Facebook pixel, even if you're not ready to invest yet, can get you familiar with this space and can help for you to start collecting data on who your target audience is. So go to jennakutcherblog.com/Renee. That's jennakutcherblog.com/Renee. Listen to that episode. There are so many great gems all about Facebook advertising and advertising in general. And our conversation is going to help set you up so that if a paid ad strategy is how you want to scale, you're going to have the right keys and steps in order to set it up correctly from the very beginning. So guys, there you have it. The 5 must-haves for scaling your business without it taking over your time, your energy, or your life. Seeing how scaling has not only impacted my business, but my freedom of time has been life-changing for me. And I'm honestly so grateful that years ago, I started the very slow but intentional pivot away from trading time for money in exchange for this business that can run while I rest, that can scale and grow my impact as well as my income. Obviously, this is one of my absolute favorite topics to talk about. I could go on about it all day, but I also want to hear from you. Can you do me a quick favor? Find my most recent post over on the Goal Digger Podcast Instagram page and leave a comment with any questions you have about scaling your business. We absolutely love to hear from you. And I feel like this is the discussion that we can build on to continue learning and growing with one another. At the end of the day, my goal for you is to keep taking incremental and consistent steps towards that next milestone of growth that you want to reach. And I promise to keep delivering resources that help you amplify your progress along the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Goal Digger Podcast. And of course, until next time, keep on digging your biggest goals.
I'm over here giving you a virtual high five because you just finished another episode of the Goal Digger Podcast. Did that go by way too fast for anyone else? If you want more, head over to goaldiggerpodcast.com for show notes and all the discount codes from today's sponsors. And if you're looking for a new crew of movers and shakers like you to bounce ideas and ask questions, be sure to join my exclusive community for Goal Diggers on Facebook. The link's waiting for you at goaldiggerpodcast.com.